Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Autodesk Solution Day 2022. Today, I'm going to talk about the latest update of Forge API. My name is Zhong WU. I'm a senior developer advocate in Autodesk. I have been working in Autodesk almost 16 years, and now I'm mainly focused on AEC industry. Before going to the Forge API updates, I'm going to talk about the Forge ecosystem. We have a lot of partners who are building applications on Forge platform, including big customers like Google, like JEDong, ABB, and we also have a lot of customers from China, including like Sandi Keji, Toyuan Fangcheng, and much more. Actually, over 3,000 organizations are building Forge-powered applications today. This is the number of monthly active developers using Forge every day. The actual number of people working with Forge is near 10,000. And Autodesk actually have over 1,000 people building and using Forge. This means reliability, security, and performance. Forge service can be trusted and relied on for your mission critical application. And over 200 partners and applications integrated with Autodesk Construction Cloud. We also call it ACC. Many of these applications just work with both BIM 360 and ACC because both of them use Forge as a platform. And this is a number of monthly active developers on BIM 360 API. You can see that there are nearly 1,000 developers working on BIM 360 platform. They are building their solutions to connect and integrate the data and workflow with BIM 360, which makes BIM 360 platform such a powerful platform for the whole construction workflow. Now let's talk about what's new during the last few months. First of all, we spent lots of effort on the resilience. These are not visible for developers, but these are very important. Look at the graph. The red line is instance. So there is like an outage or problems. Sometimes it's not an outage, it's just a slow response rate. Instance per billing API calls. So you can see the number of API calls goes up and the number of instances is dropping. So you can see that we are really building a robust, resilient, reliable, and robust server. Okay, now we will talk about the feature enhancement during the last few months. The first one I'm going to talk about is the viewer, and the one is this. I'm going to first talk about the supporting native PDF by Forge Viewer. You can see that now we support the native PDF files with PDF extension. And the performance is very good. You can say comparing to some other the other PDF engine, you can do the zoom in, zoom out pretty quick, and it's all about the vector, not the pixel. So you can see you can zoom in, zoom out, and it's not the leaflet as we used to have. And you can also navigate between different files with navigation. Okay. The next enhancement of Forge Viewer is GLTF file. I think many of you know GLTF file format. It's very popular. It's very popular in 3D area. It's something like a JPEG in 3D area. Now with the extension, you can now load the native GLTF file into Forge Viewer. The very important enhancement last year is about SVF2. Now it's currently in public beta, and it's a new optimized view format. You may ask, what is SVF2? If you hear about OTG, yes, that's almost the same. The OTG is the previous code name, and now we rename it to SVF2 in public. SVF2 is very much optimized, based on the SVF5 format. So if your model contains a lot of repetitive geometry shapes, the performance will be much better, will be increased much better. And it will improve loading times. And it supports incremental loading, and also support faster switching among multiple versions. So, and because SVF2 is processed after SVF, so normally the translation time is a little longer than the previous translation. So how to use SVF2? How to work with SVF2? For example, you need to do the translation. You need to change your code a little bit to generate the SVF2 file format. So you just need to, when you post the translation job, you need to change the type to SVF2, and that's it. Now, after the file is translated, so you will see what's the real benefit for SVF2. Here is the benchmark for some typical 3D models. You can see that the translation time is a little longer comparing to the SVF, but the loading time, it will be reduced. Will be very quick, and the geometry will be also reduced dramatically. You can see, but it depends on different 3D model. For some models, you can see, for example, this one, the mesh will be reduced, dramatically, because there are a lot of repetitive meshes. Okay, next we are going to talk about the data visualization. This is very interesting extension. If you are trying to build the digital twin, this should be what you want. And this is a reactor-based reference application. So it supports data adapted to IoT hubs, including Azure and AWS. So, and it also supports the IoT visualization, including split like sensors and heat map to show the different data with the heat map, and it also supports the timeline. You can show the data within the timeline for the history data or the real-time data. Let's look at this the short video. So you can see here, this is kind of like a typical application for with the data visualization. You can see your model is loaded, and you can see all the different sensors, and all the sensors are connected to the hub, to the IoT hub, and you can see the data from the timeline. You can see the list of the sensors. Okay. Now you can also select different viewer to see the sensors. And the nice thing that if it's a building, you can see that you can just get the different floor. So for example, you can just see the second floor, and you can see the different colors. This is a heat map, and the different color represent different data. Okay, and you can navigate from the timeline to see the data change. Yeah. So here, this is the the chart, the timeline chart. You can see you can check the history data. And if you are interested in how to add some, add some sensors by yourself, so you can do that. Like for example, here we have like two sensors here. We have two sensors, and if I want to add one more sensor, we just go to the code and add. You can see here we can add the device, one more device. Okay, and we can set the position. We can add one more device, change the type, and add the position. After refresh, you can see the new sensor. Yeah, the new sensor will be listed here. Okay. So we have a lot more enhancement. If you are going to, check, if you are interested, you can go to the change log to check more, including like a support native DWF file, including like box selection, something like that. Okay. The next service I'm going to talk about is data management. The first one is XADS region in the head. This is required now. You can specify the different region, including US or Europe. You want to port your file, your storage. And the next one is next one of the data management service is upload and download the file. Now you can directly upload or download from AWS S3. So for the model derivative service, so first the get metadata and get property operation have been significantly optimized. And as we mentioned before, because we now support SVF2, so the model derivative service also is improved to support SVF2. You just need to we support the new SVF type. Okay, and we also support the custom attribute webhook for the translation job. The next one of the model derivative is IFC translation. So we changed the translation method to the conversion method, and by default, the translation, the IFC translation still use Navisworks. But if you want to use Revit, to do the translation, you can specify the conversion method to modern, and you can also hide, show, or skip different element, including building stories, spaces, or opening elements, just by adding this into your translation job. Next is design automation. For design automation, the main change enhancement is Civil 3D. This is a new engine. Now Civil 3D is on the design automation family. If you want to do something, something with Civil 3D, you can do it in the design automation engine now. Another enhancement is now the Revit core engine is available on design automation for Inventor. So now if you want to generate a Revit family from Inventor, you can just do it within the Inventor design automation engine. You don't need to do it in Revit engine now. Yeah. Okay, I know many of you are from AEC industry, and me too, right? And now let's talk about the BIM 360 API updates. That should be something interesting, something important for you. Now, first API set is Asserts API. You can now access assert items, which includes custom attributes and also settings in the project admin. For example, custom attribute categories and status sets. And if you are interested in some details, we have the you can check about the blog. The blog here, we are talking about the capability of this assert API. And you can also check about the documentation, including field guide, and we also have step-by-step tutorial to help you to go through the typical workflow. And the reference guide has a lot of details for each API. And if you want to play with these endpoints, we provided the poster collection, so you can easily to play with that. And we last year we also create three sample to showcase the capability of the assert API. You can check the three different sample on the GitHub, and it shows you how to export and import assert from Excel. Shows you how to get your assert from the Revit design automation engine, and also how to view assert in design model. Okay. The next one of the BIM 360 is data connector API. I get some inquiry from some partners about this API, and this data connector API is actually a part of BIM 360 Insight module. The API allows you to extract exactly the same data as UI programmatically. So now you can automate extraction and connect with business intelligence tools to analyze and process the data in the various BIM 360 modules. So using data connector API, you can schedule extraction, like for example, one time or daily, weekly, monthly, or in the yearly. And you can specify service group you are interested in. You can get a list of existing requests and their configurations. You can set up a notification using webhook. You can get a list of extracted data. And also you can download all or selected data. Okay. So yeah, like like we mentioned before, if you are interested, please go to go and check the blog, and we also have the documentation with including all the details, and of course code sample on the GitHub and the Postman collection. So the next one of BIM 360 is relationships API. So what is relationships API? Relationships represent links between items or entities that reside in different functional components or domain. So the relationship is used in BIM 360 by various modules. For example, model coordination, assert, field management, cost, and more in future. So you can use this API to connect, to create to get the relationship between different BIM 360 models. But currently it's read only, so you will need to use domain functions to create. And there's no method to create the relationship directly now. And the API is available now, so you can go and check it. So here is the documentation for the relationship API. Okay, and last but not least is Autodesk Construction Cloud. This is a new product, and because Autodesk Construction Cloud is also built on Forge, so it uses the same it uses the same service as data management, model derivative, and viewer. They are same, but it's also compatible with BIM 360 API, but not all. So you need to check with the compatibility table to say what's it compatible with BIM 360 API. Data at the center. So this is not a feature that have been done, but this is a long-term vision and which is very important. Moving from a file-based CAD world to a data-centric world. We will not talk much today, but just point you to the what Autodesk is working on, making access to data a web service. So you don't have to worry about or care about where the data is, whether in a file or in a database. You know, you just need just one way to get the data and in time edit and in time editing data too. So resources. If you are interested in Forge service, you are welcome to join our accelerator event. We will help you to speed up with your project. You can, you know, pick up any of the accelerator in the coming months. And if you want to contact with us, go to Twitter or check out our blog. And if you are interested in the code, go to GitHub. You can see a lot of open source code, open source samples there. And if you want to, if you have more questions, please go to Stack Overflow to check with you know, the contents. And you can also ask your question in Stack Overflow with the tag. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you for your time.